Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of Ads Metal Detecting. I'm Ads, and on today's episode we're on two group digs. The first one is with Dan's Detecting Days in Ashbourne in Derbyshire. The second one is with Digging History in Surfleet. You'll see both of those digs. I'll separate them off so you can see the transition between the two. Now, I like to promote the groups that we go digging with. So the first one is Dan's Detecting Days, so that's the logo there. There will be a link in the description so that you can come on digs in Derbyshire if you fancy going on the land that Dan provides. The second one is Digging History, so that's their logo there. And again, their link will be in the description so you can go onto Facebook and you can join to see whether you want to go on digs with Digging History. You'll see all the previous digs, all people's finds and everything like that. Now, they are two good groups. They do provide good land. You will see some of the finds that's been found on those lands if you go and join the Facebook groups. As always, we are sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so if you want any detector needs, please go and visit Jordan at Dragons Detecting. Absolutely superb service and you won't find better. If you're very lucky, you can use 10% off, which is just there, which is AMD 10, to get 10% off most items. The must-have finds bag on the market, second to none. There isn't a better bag on the market, in my opinion, and I can give you 10% off that too. So if you go there to Relics MD, that's our code there, AMD 10 again, and that will get you 10% off the must-finds bag. So the 500 subscriber giveaway is done. Prizes should be with most of the recipients now. A big thank you to everybody that took part and everybody that comes and watches the videos. And if you have got this far already, please think about subscribing, because it does help my channel grow and you can join in my journey as we go around the country on various digs to my own permissions and weekend festivals and everything else in between. Now, we have a couple of important announcements. If you are part of the Facebook group, you will know we do Find of the Month. So, a little bit of catching up. March's Find of the Month was won by Ads. Ads has a channel, Amateur Detecting Days. This is what won. Ads is now a proud owner of the Find of the Month medal. So that's the one there. April's Find of the Month is Leslie, with this Henry VIII farthing, I think it was. So that's just there. So they're the two recipients of the most recent one. Now, if you found anything at all that you think could win the competition, please go and enter it. The links are all in the Facebook group. It is becoming more and more popular. It's a bit of community, bit of fun, showing people your finds. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, if that's not for you, still come along and join the Facebook group. If you want to tell stories, absolutely anything you want to do with metal detecting, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, I've whittled on for far too long, so we're going to get on to the first part of the group digs. So I'll see you in Derbyshire in a second. All right, guys, I think we're on to his first coin. I'll show you down here. Bouncing around 30s, 32s, 33s. Let's go down, you'll see it just here. So just there, it is rather bent, but that will be his first coin of the day. And it's took a while. It has been fairly quiet. Switch over to the camera, see if you can see anything on it. So there we go, guys. There is something on there because we can see it just here. The problem is it is that battered and bruised and bent that we might not get absolutely anything off that at all. See, that side is absolutely gone, and there's just a faint trace on that side. But it's a coin. We'll give it a little clean, but I doubt we'll get much from that. So we're cleaned up, we can see little bits of detail in there, but it's that far gone. I think we're going to have to call that just a bit of a coin, but it's a first coin, so no complaints. A coin's a coin, so on to the next. Right guys, on to another signal just here. 49, 50, 51. Park that up. If we go down here, you can see it's a musket ball. I'll switch onto the other camera. We'll have a quick look. So there we go. I cannot see the seam on it there. So this would suggest it's a lot more moderner without that casting seam on there. But it's a musket ball, nice banging signal. This is where we are today, near Ashbourne, Derbyshire. But there we go. That's another one. That's just a little musket ball. On to the next. Right guys, very windy, but we're onto a run of buttons. Just thought I'd show you these. We've got obviously these faceless ones, a lot of those, look. Now that would suggest that there's been some shodding on this field over time, and a lot of these are just random run-of-the-mill faceless buttons. Nothing at all special. But then we've got this one, look at that, nice little star on it, look. Well, I say a star, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 7 sided, but it's got some design on it, which, as you may know, we don't get very many with designs on when I come out, so that is welcome. But there you go, nice little button. See if we can find anything else. It's very windy, I'm not sure how much you can hear me. I said that last time and you could hear me clearly, but we're on to another little signal here. 13, 14, 15s. Just park that up. If I take you down, you'll see just there's a little part of a buckle, what looks like to be a part of a buckle. Broken. Let's get you onto the other camera and we'll see what this is. So there we go guys, you can just see that's as it's just come up there. It's broken just here. A little bit of fancy bits on there, flat on the back. Let's get a little clean up and see what we've got. Right guys, there we go, all cleaned up. Broken bit of a buckle. If you look, that is not fully straight, but I don't think we're looking at a medieval piece here. I think we're looking at, if you look, that bit's not exactly straight, but I think we're looking at Georgian on that rather than anything older than that. But it's a nice little find, a nice little buckle. Let's move on and see what else we can find in this part. Just a little buckle, a little party fact. On to the next. Right guys, you've just seen the dig in Derbyshire. Now I must have avoided the good stuff. I think I set my program on my metal detector to avoid all metal. Rather than all metal mode on the Manticore, it went avoid all metal. I struggled for finds, struggled for a lot of signals, but that doesn't mean good stuff didn't come out of the ground. There was various things that people had found on that day, so it's just got to be down to just one of those days. Unfortunately, we have those days, but that doesn't take away from the land, because there was some stuff being found around. Unfortunately, I seem to be 2 foot either side of all those finds, but that's just one of those days. So you take the rough with the smooth, and as you know, I like to show you my journey, everything I find. And it's not all about, oh, look at this, he found 6 hammers. Oh, look at this, he found a Roman coin. Oh, look at this, there's a brooch. Oh, look at this, more silver. It's about the genuine journey. So the real life of metal detecting, not all about those great finds. We did find things. I mean, you've seen those there. So there's no complaints from me. We will be returning to Dan's Detecting Days to have a dig with them very soon. In between what you're going to see on the next bit of footage, I did go out on another dig, and unfortunately I think I didn't change my settings and we avoided all metal again, but that's another story. There is no footage whatsoever on that, 0 finds, so I'm not going to include that simply because there is no footage. It's not that I don't want to show you, it just wasn't a great day. Now you're going to see the dig in Surfleet. I think previous, it is a revisit. This time of year you're going to be visiting land that has already been not heavily detected, but has been detected before, and you're revisiting those. It's just because of the lack of land that's available, because the crop, the seed, it's all in there, animals back on land, all sorts of things which makes land few and far between. So you can't be as selective as you'd like. But you're going to see this dig now. I think 100 hammered come off last time there was a visit here, so it's been ploughed, it's rolled, it's set, it's beautiful conditions, it's flat, so there should be some stuff that comes up there. So let's get on with it and let's see what we find. On to the next. Right guys, just up, it is very windy. Got this one, so see there. In fact, let's get you an ID first. So you're talking 18s, 19s, 17s there. If we can get this into a little bit more detail for you, just the top there you see, just trying to get this without rolling, just there, it's a little pin, what would have been hair or clothes. You see the little globular top there, and then this would have come down here, there. This is probably medieval, it's not early, I wouldn't have thought. Especially with the stuff that's come up here where we are today. Well, there we go, it's a little hair or clothespin. It's just the top of it there. Most of them when they come up, this long bit here which is broken off. Now we're not going to clean it anymore here, there is no point, because you can see a lot of the detail on there. We've got no markings on the actual pin head itself that I can see there, but this is first find of the day, so on to the next. So there we go, that's as much as I can clean up on here. You can see that little bit of detail there, and I think this just would have been a fancy buckle. I'm looking at it that way there, maybe coming down, but it's another find, so let's see if we can find anything else. On to the next. Alright guys, I've switched on cause we might have it hammered. Excuse me if you can't hear, this is absolutely windy today. I'm not joking that I'm struggling to hear myself speak, so I hope it's coming through. But we've got a signal here, and I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on this. In the 20s, let me just rest this down on the floor so it don't blow off, and it could be a little cut core that I've just pushed in like an idiot. Bear with me. So just here, and it could be a little cut quarter. You see what I mean? We're not 100% sure, but this will be very welcome after 3 days of digging and finding nothing. So let me just recap before we commence cleaning. Let me just recap. We've had a dig in Derbyshire where we find absolutely nothing to write home about. You'll have seen a couple of coins, well, a coin. It wasn't great. Signals were very few and far between. We had a dig yesterday, nothing, and then we've here today, and I've struggled. But I'm going to switch onto the camera. We're going to clean this up. We're going to see whether it's what I think it is, because the numbers were quite high. So here we go. Look, that's what I'm seeing, and that looks suspiciously like a cut quarter to me, but I'm not 100%. So let's get this cleaned and let's see what we've got. There we go, I can see. So we're on to the hammered. There you go, you can see there, look, just coming through. So we've got a hammered coin. That is very welcome. The drought is over. Little cut quarter. Right guys, there we go. It's a voided long cross by the looks of it just there, so this will be a Henry III. I'm not going to do too much cleaning. I'm conscious that this is going to be took away by the wind. So there we go. We'll catch it in the roundup, but it's a little cut quarter. It's very rough cut. A lot of them are really straight. This one's done in a hurry, but we have a hammered coin. And that is absolutely amazing. We'll get some pictures and then we'll keep going now, because that has perked up the day. On to the next. I'm just here with Neil and Clive. Look at that, what pot's this?
That's the Fendiggers.
Look at that, Fendiggers pot. It's a nice pot, that one. Yep. Put that there so it don't blow away. 2 Fendiggers pots. So we have got this Charles II there, 1682. If I just flip that there, see the date just on the top there. Beautiful condition. That's the first bit of silver. And we've got a little hammered here. You can just see on this other side, look where it's pressed. That's how thin it is. So when it was hammered, it's pressed it through there. But we've got 2 bits of silver there, and we'll go across here, and we've got 3 bits of silver on here. So we've got these 2 hammers just here. This one's just bent over. I don't know if you can just see that just there. Another one, bit of silver just there, and a little cut up one just there. 2 more coins, and then we've got this Tudor close hook here where the hook would have just come off there. So 5 bits of silver in total, 3 there for Neil, and then 2 there for Clive. That's brilliant. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. That is the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's a reflection of what a general day detecting really can look like, because sometimes you just have those where you're in those zones of just not finding, no matter what you do, you just don't seem to stumble on anything, and then all of a sudden it's something is found and it changes. I mean, for me that was the cut quarter that you will have seen there. But our finds for these visits haven't been fantastic. We have got finds, you've seen those. I hope you have enjoyed the episode and it's a good reflection. We will be visiting back with Dan's Detecting Days. We will be visiting with Digging History. Again, I really do enjoy the digs most of the time. Unfortunately, my detector was set to please don't find metal today. But the pin, the little pin head, is lovely. I love finding those. I mean, they're really nice when they're full. But how small and ornate that top little bit is really nice. I like finding those. A little bit of the broken buckle, very fancy, and then the little cut quarter, which is probably the saviour of the day. It means we find another hammered, which doesn't keep a run going, but we do find a lot of hammers most of the time we go out, so that's great. Thank you very much for watching. I don't want to waffle on too much. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you haven't already, please go and subscribe. And if you want to go on digs with either Dan's Detecting Days or Digging History, links are in the comments. You also, if you want any detector needs, please visit Dragons Detecting. Jordan's a great guy, and you'll get 10% off by using AMD10, and you can also use that at Relics MD. I've been Ads, and I will see you on the next episode.